Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to be playing Nancy Drew Message in a Haunted Mansion. And if you're one of the kids that's in my first grade class, hi everybody. Let's do a new game.
Hi, it's Nancy Drew. Welcome to my latest cyber mystery, Message in a Haunted Mansion. Choose your difficulty level to start off. If you're new to adventure games, you might want to click on the tutorial button to learn how to play the game.
Okay, I'm going to do Junior.
Dear Bess, hello from stormy San Francisco. This time I'm staying in a beautiful Victorian mansion. You'd love the room I'm in. It's full of old Chinese furnishings and some interesting knickknacks. The owner of the house, Rose Green, is a friend of Hannah and asked me to come out and help her with some renovation work. She and her friend Abby hope to turn the place into a bed and breakfast by next month. But from what I gathered, Rose isn't sure if she can open in time. Ever since they started the renovations, they've had a lot of accidents. Could it be just bad luck, or is there something more sinister at work? I'm sure I'll find out. Love, Nancy.
Okay, so we're going to read this.
Listen,
poem.
my child, to this story of dreams, and know that the beginning is more difficult than it seems. When the 10 daughters are reunited in order, when the 4-sided box loses its border, when the eye of the phoenix is in your hand, when the bird of fire can see again, when the moon sleeps and the sun plays, the king of the sky will shine his ray, and hidden beneath a river of colors will lie a gate to golden wonders.
And I'm going to take note of the gold words: child, beginning, daughters, 4, eye, fire, moon, king, river, and gold. I'm writing that down on my notebook for later because we're going to need that. And also, we're going to go over here. We're going to be on the lookout for these Chinese letters or characters.
When the 10 daughters are reunited in order.
Okay, so in my notes I'm writing down that Chinese symbol and then the word daughter. We're not going to be able to sneak up on anybody on this staircase. Listen how creaky it is. Okay, we're going to go right here and get this scraper. And I'm going to go in here and look at whatever I need to look at in here. We're going to do some exploration. This is just a telephone company and all of the places that had a telephone number in June 18th, 1894. Then over here is a
It's
fire
good to know it's
extinguisher.
here.
And over here is a desk. Let's see what's in the desk. A letter. Dear Hugh, I'm doing great. How are you? Yes, the rumors are true. I bought myself a Victorian mansion. It's funny you should mention Abby. She's actually the one who decided to go in on this venture with me. We're still in the process of restoring the place. It's been a lot of fun, but also a lot of hard work. We're beginning to get a little worried that we'll fall behind. fall behind schedule if we're not careful. There have been several accidents lately that have interfered with our work. When you visit, you can stay in the Chinese room. We've just bought some new furniture for the room. We're just waiting for the wallpaper to dry before we move everything in. With all of the distractions and the schedule, by the time I finish writing this letter, I'm sure we will have completed the renovations altogether. I'll try to get it into the mail before. And then this is Hugh 2 Rose. We're going to go ahead and explore it here. Okay, we're going to need this tile. And I'm looking for any books that light up red like that one. Okay, this is the one on the piano keys. We're gonna need to write that down. Okay. Here's another Chinese character.
When the four-sided box loses its border,
So I'm gonna write that down with the word for. And I'm gonna go over here. This is talking about Lizzie Applegate. She was an actress in 1880 in San Francisco. Okay, this is a book on the different staffs and clefs and musical notes on those clefs. So this is a treble clef and a bass clef. We're going to be using the treble clef though, I think. We'll find out later if I'm right. Okay. So we're going to look at this book. And it's talking about how Firebird is also called a phoenix. And a phoenix basically bursts into flames when it's time for it to die and it's reborn from the ashes. If you didn't already know that. I think we're done in this room for right now. Go to the phone and talk to one of Nancy's friends, Emily. 555-5367.
This is Emily.
Hi, Emily. It's Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew? I haven't heard from you in ages. How's Hannah in River Heights? You're not in San Francisco, are you, my dear?
Actually, I am. I'm helping one of Hannah's friends, Rose Green, renovate this wonderful old Victorian mansion. She wants to open up a bed and breakfast.
Seems to be the trend these days. I'll bet you're staying in the Haight-Ashbury district.
I'm not sure. The place is located on California Lane. 4653, I think, is the number.
You know, you're lucky you caught me at home. I've been traveling most of these days, but after that crazy tour of Egypt. By the way, riding a camel is not as easy as it looks. My editor gave me an assignment right here in town. It'll be on the Dragons of San Francisco.
Dragons of San Francisco sounds exotic. What kind of dragons are you researching?
Chinese dragons. My editor thought this would make a great topic for a photo essay. The dragon is a very important symbol in Chinese culture.
So it seems. My room is full of Chinese decorations.
Oh, sure. Many of the Victorians have rooms with themes, usually colors or cultures. I once spent a night in a Victorian where each room had a bird theme. Don't laugh, but I stayed in the nuthatch room.
You're kidding. Why do they call these mansions Victorians?
They're named after Queen Victoria, who pretty much defined high society in the late 1800s. After the gold rush, San Francisco had a building boom, but most of the great Victorian mansions weren't built until the late 1800s. Nowadays, it's very popular to convert them into bed and breakfasts.
The gold rush was in 1849, right?
The big one, yes. There was a huge increase in the city's population, and San Francisco had a reputation for being a lawless frontier town. Lots of people made a quick fortune here and lost it just as fast. Oh dear, am I talking too much? I get so distracted at times I tend to get carried away a bit. So how are you, Nancy? Why did you call? Is there anything I can help you out with?
Can you tell me about the Chinese writing system? I seem to come across a lot of Chinese symbols.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me. The Chinese have been an important part of San Francisco history for over 100 years. The symbols are called Hanzi, and each one represents a particular thing, or an idea, or an action. You find them all over on business cards, takeout cartons, artwork.
I found some old papers in the house, plus a page from a phone directory dated 1894.
Oh, that sounds valuable. It's hard to find old documents like that before 1906.
Have you heard of an actress, Lizzie Applegate?
Oh, sure. She was a good friend of Lotta Crabtree, another popular actress in the late 1800s. As I recall, she opened up a big hotel. What was it called? The Hotel Mandrake or the Oriental? I forget.
Was it in this neighborhood? Is it still around?
Oh, no, this one was downtown. It was very big, but I think it burned down.
I should get going. Goodbye, Emily.
Goodbye, Nancy.
Okay, we're gonna talk to her again later, but first, let's talk to some of the people that are in the house. So there's somebody up here. Actually, first I'm gonna go to the room. And there's a spot on the bed that has to be chiseled in. Now we'll go talk to people. Let's talk to her first.
Hello, Nancy. I see you've arrived safely from your long journey. But I'm sensing an aura of danger around you. I can tell you're an inquisitive type, a little skeptical, and that you don't believe in ghosts.
How do you know I don't believe in ghosts?
I know many things. I know how to communicate with the spirits, and I know things about people that they don't tell me. Call it intuition or ESP. The spirits in this house are interested in you, especially since you don't believe in them. Watch out. They may give you a rough time just to get your attention.
Does your intuition tell you who could be behind these recent accidents?
I'm not sure, but for some reason the name Valdez has a strong connection with this mansion.
Do you have any more information on Mr. Valdez?
Now, if you will please excuse me, I need to prepare myself for this evening. At that time, more will be revealed.
Okay, so she's not going to talk to us anymore, so let's go downstairs. Let's see what's in the store. Okay, I see a newspaper. Okay, this is talking about the Ladies Protection Society. We'll learn about that more later. And this is talking about the bed and breakfast. Okay, now let's go over here and talk to
Hi,
Charlie.
you must be Nancy. My name's Charlie.
Nice to meet you. Rose and Abby really have their hands full with this house.
Yeah, most of these Victorian mansions need a lot of work. But I don't mind getting my hands dirty, you know? This place will look great once it's finished.
Do you think you'll be open in time with all of these accidents and delays?
Yeah. Well, now that you're here, sure.
What do you think caused all these accidents?
I have no idea. People are blaming me, but it's not my fault. I know what I'm doing. I know how to do this work. Listen, Nancy, I really need to get back to work. I'm repairing some floorboards, so be careful walking around. Rose was looking for you earlier. Maybe she has something for you to do. See ya.
Okay, so I'm gonna take note of the schedule. So Lewis is there from noon to 5. Charlie is from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And Abby is out from 3 to 6. Now let's look in this drawer. There's a symbol.
When the bird of fire can see again.
So I'm gonna put that down under fire. Just looking around. Okay, this is just how to build a twin size bed. Don't need that. Let's talk to... Let's see if we can talk to Lewis first. No, he's not here yet. I guess I have to talk to Rose first, and then I'll talk to him.
Hello, Nancy. I'm very glad you could come out here. We can really use your help, seeing how far we are behind schedule. Are you all ready to do some renovation work?
I sure am. This house must have quite a history. What do you know about it?
Not very much, but Abby found some interesting old papers that might give us clues about the history of the house. They're in the parlor if you want to take a peek. There's also an old-time saloon in the basement, so it's possible the house was once a hotel.
Last night, you mentioned some accidents. What exactly happened?
I don't know where to begin. It started out with some small but irritating things. But then the scaffolding collapsed, and just last week we had a gas leak. I really don't know whether I can stand much more of this. I would love to have a week without any accidents.
That's too bad. And you've done such a terrific job with the renovation. Do you know much about the original owner?
Almost all the records on these old houses were destroyed in the Great Earthquake, so we don't know much about the origins of the place. Abby thinks all our accidents were caused by some restless spirit or a curse. I'm not one to believe in bad luck, but it's been one thing after another. Maybe Charlie doesn't have the expertise for these renovations, but his rates are so affordable. I sometimes wonder, though, if this old house would be worth more burned to the ground. Enough chit-chat. Hannah tells me you're a real pro with puzzles. Take a look in the corner. Those wood tiles should fit inside the inlay pattern of the floor. Abby and I tried for hours, but it's just too complicated. I'm sorry for not introducing you around, but everyone posts their schedule here in the dining room. It's kind of like Command Central. Let me know how far you get with that puzzle. And thanks again for helping us, Nancy.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the puzzle first. The pieces will light up like that when I have it in the right spot.
I did it!
There we go.
How's that inlay puzzle coming along?
I finished it!
Wonderful! But now I've got something else for you. I set up a ladder upstairs so you can chip off the broken tiles on the hallway ceiling. You'll need to look around for a chisel or paint scraper for the job. I'm not sure where Charlie keeps them.
Where did Abby find those papers that are in the parlor?
She told me they were in her room, which surprised me since it was completely empty when we moved in. Now the room you're staying in was crammed with furniture. I think most of it was original with the house.
What is Abby planning for tonight?
She's putting on some kind of seance tonight to contact these ghosts or whatever she thinks is causing all of these accidents.
How did you find Charlie?
He just showed up one day. It was really odd. I remember Abby and I were in the basement talking about hiring someone to help us. 20 minutes later, the doorbell rang and there stood Charlie, looking for work.
How did you meet Abby?
She was the drama coach back in River Heights, and we worked on a couple of plays together. My bid on this house was too low, so she pitched in her savings to help me get the place. If it weren't for Abby, I couldn't have afforded this place.
Have you heard of someone named Lizzie Applegate?
No, I haven't.
I can see you're busy. I'll let you go.
Don't work too hard.
Now I'm gonna see about Lewis. There he is.
Hello. I was so wrapped up in my book, I didn't hear you come in. My name is Lewis Chandler.
I didn't mean to startle you. I'm Nancy Drew. I came out to help Rose and Abby with the renovations.
Yes, well, I'm very glad you're here.
Are you researching the history of this house?
Actually, I'm a bit in the dark about this particular property. However, as far as Victorian mansions go, I don't see anything remarkable about this one.
Abby thinks the mansion is haunted.
Does she? There have been documented cases of hauntings in older mansions. And I might add, not all of the hauntings were by friendly spirits.
What are you using the library for?
Research. This library contains many rare books and documents that predate the Great Earthquake. It was quite a find for a student of the Victorian period, such as myself.
What do you think could be the cause of these accidents Rose has been having?
Accidents? I know Rose has mentioned some inconveniences like that wall covering and the light supplies, but I would hardly call those accidents. I'm sorry, but I'm quite busy at the moment, and although I'd like to talk, I really don't have the time. Please, excuse me.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go back out here. And I'm gonna go ahead and go this way.
I see you.
Uh-oh. Somebody's whispering.
It's locked.
Let's go tell her we're done with
How are the tiles coming along?
I'm all finished, but you should know what I found.
I'm sure it's very interesting, but unless it's really important, I've got other things to worry about. Let's see. If you're any good at fixing things, there's a dumbwaiter in the hallway that's not working.
How do you know Lewis?
He stopped by one day to introduce himself. He seemed awfully curious about our property, but he's an antique dealer specializing in the Victorian period. He's been extremely helpful advising us on authentic decor.
I can see you're busy. I'll let you go.
Thanks for your help.
Okay, so now we're gonna talk to Abby again. I'm gonna go ahead and go this way, go up the stairs.
The spirits wish to speak to you, Nancy. Tonight, I will channel their energies to deliver a message. Meet me down in the basement, if you dare. Please sit down.
We really don't have time for this.
Let us begin. We are gathered here tonight to contact the shades of those who have passed before us. Gaze into the crystal ball. It will answer all of our questions. What's that?
Who has called me forth from the great beyond?
We have. Are you the spirit known as Valdez?
I was once called that in the world of the living.
Are you the spirit who has caused these accidents?
I have come back searching for her, my wife. Where can she be?
The spirits have spoken. The seance is over.
We've got a busy day tomorrow, and no more time for these games, Abby. And make sure you blow out the candles on your way up. I don't want to wake up and find the house on fire.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go down there and see about that because that seemed kind of fishy.
It's stuck.
It was all fake. Here's the equipment that she used to make things, make the voice happen and stuff. Now we're gonna climb up here. It's just a speaker. Okay, now we're gonna go up here and see what's in the attic. Okay, there's another one of those. This is just somebody's journal. Crowbar. That's just a book. So we're gonna go ahead and use this key on here. Okay, right here we're gonna keep notes on what
There's something
what
hidden
notes
here.
are darker than the rest. So it's 1, 2, 3, which is B. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is E. This one's all the way at the top, so that's G. B, E, G, A, G.
Is there more to this music than what I'm seeing?
Okay, and this is just who plays who in the play The Bandit's Treasure, which is the play that was directed by Lizzie Applegate. And then this letter is signed by Valdez, which was the ghost name. My I'm sorry for the noises behind me. My little puppy's moving around in his crate. Okay, since that broke, we're going to use the crowbar to pry it back open so we can get back out. We're going to go ahead and go back down here to fix the dumbwaiter. Or Nancy Drew's version of fix. We're going to tie it to this iron. And then we're going to go back upstairs and see what's in it.
When the eye of the phoenix is in your hand,
so I'm going to mark this down under I. And I'm going to go back to the library. Snoop around on this computer. So the password is Lewis Antiques. And this address is right here. This is the address to the bed and breakfast that we're staying in, and it did used to be a hotel. Here's the passwords. So Antiques was the password for the laptop. We're going to need the password for the briefcase, so I'm writing that down right now. I don't think there's anything else right now that I can click on. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of the computer. And if you didn't have the password like I had, you'd have to do this maze game. I'll do the maze game so you can see it. I think I went the wrong way. Yeah, I did. Okay, I gotta go this way. Okay. I get lost quite a bit, so... Okay. This is the way I started. So I'm gonna go this way. Turning around. So I gotta go this way. And Here's the place I need to find. So that's how you would get in if you don't have the passwords. And then you would find the password here and log into the computer the next time. Okay. So now this looks like where
It won't fit.
these go. And then you pull this. And there's a child, so we're gonna need to take note of this.
Listen, my child, to this story of dreams.
Okay, so I'm putting this under child. And I'm gonna go up here and see if there's anything going on. And there's not right now. So I can go ahead and close that. This lever opens back up the passageway. And then it's time for Nancy to go to bed. Because I don't think there's anything to do until the next day. I'm gonna set it for 10.
I hope you're convinced now that the spirits are with us. These ghosts are here to stay.
I'm convinced that this house is haunted. I'm just not sure who is responsible.
Isn't it obvious? Senor Valdez and his wife, long-lost soulmates wandering aimlessly in the netherworld, returning to this house to search for each other. I only hope that one day I will be able to reunite them so that they may find peace.
What kind of person is Charlie? He seems to feel bad about all of these mishaps.
Ugh, it's clear to me that Charlie's totally responsible for the accidents. Who else could it have been? He's a really nice kid, but he has no idea what he's doing. Unfortunately, Rose doesn't want to fire him. And there's something suspicious about him.
You mentioned Charlie was suspicious. How so?
The other day, I was down in the basement working for over an hour, and suddenly he sneaks up on me. I bet he was down there the whole time, watching me.
I found out how you rigged the seance table with a projector. That was a pretty good show you gave.
Okay, so I staged part of the seance. But that still doesn't mean this place isn't haunted. Seances were very popular during the Victorian era, and I plan to entertain our guests with them. It'll be a great way to promote the place.
Have you seen the poem in my room?
Oh, I love that poem. Listen, my child, to this story of dreams. How does the rest go? It was there when we bought the place.
Do you know much about Louis? It must be great having your own expert on Victorians.
He owns Chandler Interiors, a very reputable antique store. I'm sure his clients will be quite interested in our bed and breakfast once they hear about our resident ghost.
I saw those papers in the parlor. Where did you find them?
Right in my room. They're so vintage. I'm going to ask Louis if he can get me some antique frames for them. Rose and I can use the letters in our historical display.
Was there anything about the house in them?
I don't think so. I really didn't go through them that much. I did find this old picture of a woman dressed in men's clothing. I think it was taken in the entryway by the staircase. I sent it to a photographer to have it restored.
Do you have any idea who this woman might be?
No, I don't. Sorry.
How long have you known Rose?
A couple of years. She has good business sense, but I think she needs to think more about advertising. Otherwise, we're just like all the other B&Bs in this town, and believe me, there's plenty of them.
I heard someone crying in the hallway. Was that you?
I told you the spirits were interested in you. Was it a woman crying?
Yes, it was. How did you know?
It must be one of our phantom residents.
Do you know who this phantom could be?
Well, it wasn't me crying out there.
Did the house come with a lot of furniture?
There were a lot of pieces and knickknacks left behind, like the books in the study, your bed. I think it was too large to take out of the room.
I'll let you get back to what you were doing.
Bright blessings.
Okay. So we're gonna go through here. And I'm gonna play. And it opened this.
Hey Nancy, I see you survived Abby's seance. Man, that Valdez guy sure sounded creepy.
Have you ever heard of him? Valdez, I mean.
I've heard of a Diego Valdez. He was a wealthy rancher who lived in the 1800s. Yeah, I just read a book on him for my history class.
Was he from San Francisco?
No, he was sort of a hermit and never married, but he was extremely generous. He gave away thousands of dollars.
Have you met Louis Chandler? What do you know about him?
He's an antique dealer, I think. I guess he does consulting work for Rose, like on Victorian furnishings and stuff.
Can you tell me more about the accidents?
I'd really rather not talk about that right now.
How do you like working for Abby?
She's not bad. She can be a little weird. I think she gets on Rose's nerves sometimes.
What do you mean?
She always does a disappearing act whenever Rose needs her to do some work. And I think Rose is sort of had it, you know?
Abby thinks the house is haunted. Do you?
I'm not sure. Let's just say I wouldn't rule it out. But that's Abby's department, not mine.
Had you come across any hidden passageways down here?
You mean like a trapdoor leading to a room with skeletons or something? No, I haven't.
Have you seen the poem in the Chinese room?
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. It almost sounds like there's a hidden message in there, you know?
I'll let you get back to your renovation.
I'll be here if you need me.
Hello.
Does Charlie live around here?
He told me he just moved here from Iowa, but doesn't have a place of his own yet. He said he's staying with friends.
Do you think Charlie is responsible for these accidents?
Abby thinks he is, but I'm not sure. I really trust in him, and I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I can see you're busy. I'll let you go.
Don't work too hard.
it this way. And I'm gonna set my alarm for noon.
Hello, Nancy.
I was wondering whether you knew anything about someone named E. Valdez.
E. Valdez. No, I've never heard of that name. But I'll jot it down and let you know if I come across it anywhere.
What kind of antique store do you own?
It's a gallery, not a store. And it's called Chandler Interiors, specializing in the Victorian period. I have clients from all over the world, and if I don't have what they're looking for, I find it.
Was this house once a hotel?
That's hard to say. The house has been renovated many times, but several of its original features, such as the saloon and staircase, seem to indicate that it may have been a hotel. Unfortunately, there are no records on this house before 1906.
What was the Ladies' Protection Society?
A popular charity in the early 1900s. They helped widows and orphans.
Have you seen the poem in my room?
Oh, that one. Yes, it's just some cheap Chinatown souvenir.
Do you know what a phoenix is?
Yes, it's a mythical bird-like creature that builds a nest every 500 years and then sets itself on fire to rise forth reborn from its ashes. It's a very popular symbol in the Bay Area. In fact, there's one on the main staircase.
Do you know who Lizzie Applegate was?
Yes, I certainly do. She was a very popular actress in the late 1800s. She was very generous and left all of her money to the Ladies' Protection Society.
Did Lizzie ever wear men's clothing?
I'm sure she played some roles where she had to dress as a man, but she was quite an elegant woman, quite fashionable for her time.
Do you think Charlie is doing a good job?
Certainly. He's rough around the edges, but he's reliable and learns very quickly. He's just what Rose and I need.
I won't keep you any longer.
Good day.
Okay, so now I'm gonna call her friend again. 5, 5, 5, 3, 6, 7.
Emily Foxworth speaking.
Hello, it's Nancy Drew.
Hi, Nancy. How's your case coming along?
Have you ever heard of the Ladies' Protection Society?
No, but it sounds like some turn-of-the-century charity. There were all these private agencies that helped out widows and orphans before the government took on that role.
Have you heard of an antique dealer named Louis Chandler?
Nope, never heard of him.
What do you know about the Bandit's Treasure?
Bandit's Treasure? Oh! You mean the play? The Rep did a season where they performed old local plays, including the Bandit's Treasure. I've never seen it, but I hear the music is fantastic.
Have you ever come across hidden rooms in Victorian mansions?
No, but I've read that many houses were only partially rebuilt after the Great Earthquake, closing off damaged rooms from the rest of the house.
Do you know where Yerba Buena town is?
That's what San Francisco was called back during the Spanish colonial period, but no one calls it that anymore.
Tell me about the Spanish and San Francisco.
Oh, you could write a book on that. The Spanish were the first Europeans to settle this area during the 1700s, and it stayed that way until after the Mexican-American War when it was handed over to the United States. It couldn't have happened at a better time because gold was discovered outside the city not more than 2 years later.
With all of that gold around, I'd imagine there's a lot of buried treasure in this town.
Yeah, you'd think that, but I've never heard of any in San Francisco except for Treasure Island out in the bay. But that's named after the book, not some legend.
I should get going. Goodbye, Emily.
Talk to you later.
Okay.
can see you're busy. I'll let you go.
Goodbye.
Okay, I'm gonna go and go up the stairs here. I'm gonna go and set my clock at 3 so I can look into this room. Let's see. Let's do 4. Open. Okay, she reads Old West romance novels. And here's the candy bar.
When the moon sleeps and the sun plays.
So I'm putting that under moon. These are a whole bunch of cards I can't click on. Kind of like a window. Here's the zodiac. We're gonna have to remember these, so I'm writing it down. Rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and boar. So let's see what's in here. Flowers, these are for fertilizer. Okay. Okay, so she's the one who's been doing the sounds.
Who has called me forth from the great beyond?
Okay, so that was her. So we're gonna go ahead and shut that and put this back where we found it. And we're gonna set our alarm for 5. Because I want Charlie to be gone. And Lewis to be gone. So I'm gonna set this for, let's set it for 6 just to be safe. And before I do anything with that, I'm gonna go up here. Go back in here. Okay, find Diego on stairs. So I'll do that right after I see what Charlie's hiding in here.
It's stuck. It's so dark in here. The King of the Sky will shine his ray.
Okay, I'm making the symbol under king. Okay, when he comes out of here, it goes to the upstairs. That's how he snuck up on Abby that time. Nope, there's nothing in here to see yet. Okay, so let's go. Okay, actually, I have to get out of that first. Put the disc in now. Antiques. Let's see what's on this disc. Wow. There's a lot of stuff about gold. And he actually did know about Diego Valdez. So we're gonna look on these stairs. We're gonna try and spell out Diego. There we go, Diego. Coins. Falls. Floor. And there's a Chinese symbol. And a note from Diego. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep. Uh-oh. Let's see what it says. Leave the mansion now. Not until we finish this mystery.
I talked to everybody in the house, and none of them can figure out what caused the fire. Maybe I should take Lewis's advice and cut my losses before it's too late.
What advice?
He has a client who might want to buy the place. Someone with more experience and money to finish all of the renovations.
What did the fire department say?
They think the fire was caused by sparks from the fireplace, since it doesn't have a screen. And I specifically told Charlie to buy one. How could he have forgotten? No. I am bound and determined to stick with this house no matter what. Nothing can drive me away. I don't care if it's fires, earthquakes, or Mr. Valdez with his gang of ghosts.
Excuse me for prying, but why did you spend so much money to insure the house against fire?
For protection. I've put my entire life savings into this house, and if it goes up in smoke, I'll lose everything.
Have you found any rainbow designs in the house?
Rainbows? No. Not that I can remember.
I can see you're busy. I'll let you go.
Goodbye.
Okay, so now we're gonna talk to everybody.
Hey, Nancy. Hey, there's been another accident. You've got to believe me, I didn't have anything to do with it. I just hope Rose doesn't blame me for this one.
Rose mentioned the fire screen you were supposed to get.
But I did buy it. Lewis told me that it was the wrong type and said he'd get another one, so I returned it.
And that's all there is to it?
Everyone thinks I'm causing these accidents because I was always the last one there, but I had nothing to do with them. I can tell you this. There's something unusual going on in this house.
So, do you have any proof?
I'd better not say any more. Sorry.
Charlie, I found this diskette. I think it's yours.
I was wondering where it was. Thanks a lot, Nancy. Luckily, I had a backup at the school.
That must be an interesting paper you're writing.
I just started to write it, so I don't know very much about the robbery. It's hard to separate fact from fiction, especially when most of the information is based on rumors.
Whatever happened to the gold?
Nobody knows. Some historians say that the bank faked the robbery to collect the insurance money.
Was it El Diablo who stole the gold? Or someone else?
It was definitely El Diablo, but no one knows who he was. In my opinion, El Diablo never existed. He was a composite of different outlaws from that era.
Who was the last person you saw in the parlor before the fire?
I've been working mostly in the basement, but I think I saw Abby go through those papers right before the fire.
Charlie, I know your secret. I know you're living in the hidden room behind the saloon.
Please don't tell Rose. I have no place to stay.
How did you find the room?
I was homeless, camping out in parks. One day I was looking for a place to get out of the rain, so I ducked under some bushes and found this hidden panel that led to the secret room. Nancy, I didn't mean any harm. I just needed a place to live.
What other secrets do you know about this house?
I have seen some odd things down here, like Abby's seance.
I'll let you get back to your renovation.
I'll be here if you need me. And thanks, Nancy, for keeping my secret. I'll tell Rose.
Hello.
I can see you're busy. I'll let you go.
Bye.
Ah, Nancy, what a shame to have lost those papers. And to think that we almost lost the house. Rose is very fortunate to have you here.
Do you know why the fireplace in the parlor didn't have a screen?
No, I don't. Now I remember. I was to purchase an antique fire screen, but never found a suitable match. I feel just terrible. I must apologize to Rose about this.
Do you think Rose should sell the house?
I leave that decision up to her. She's put an extraordinary amount of time and money into it, and I'm not sure if she can afford what it'll take to complete the renovations. But whatever her decision, I will assist her however I can.
I won't keep you any longer.
Nice to see you again.
You have become completely distracted by all of the spiritualism stuff. I think you were in the parlor, either burning candles or using that flash paper.
Well, excuse me for trying to find some ways to promote this place. It's good business sense.
Well, I guess we won't have to worry about advertising if the mansion burns down.
You've given up. You want the mansion to burn to the ground. That way you won't have to worry about losing your investment. You'll just collect the insurance.
How dare you? Are you accusing me of fraud?
I'm sorry, Rose. I don't know. It's just all these accidents and now this. I know you're dedicated to this house. I'm sorry for doubting you.
Let's just finish up these curtains. I think the stress of the last few weeks has finally gotten the better of us.
This is everything they have to do. And that's all the accidents that have happened. And that's Chandler Interiors. And this one's about the homeowner's insurance. So she was telling the truth.
Yes, Nancy.
I won't keep you any longer.
Nice to see you again.
I think I'm gonna go to sleep until Lewis is gone. 5 p.m. Okay.
Lewis is up to something.
Aha! That's it!
Lewis, are you in there?
I'll be right there.
He's hiding something in his briefcase.
Okay, so we're gonna and we're gonna put the code in from the computer so it's
Gumbo Fu? What's that?
Okay. That's the next thing we're gonna be looking at first. Let's see what else is in here. Okay, that's something about bullion. Rick Arlen from last game.
Emily Foxworth speaking.
Hello, it's Nancy Drew.
Hi, Nancy. How's your case coming along?
Do you know what the words Gumbo Fu mean?
Sounds Chinese to me. Why don't you ask everyone what they think it means? It may have something to do with the house. In the meantime, I'll ask my friends about it. Gumbo Fu.
I should get going. Goodbye, Emily.
Keep me posted, okay?
Oh, that's right, Charlie's not there. So I'm gonna go ahead and use Rose.
Hello.
Are you missing any papers?
Funny you should ask. Yes, I did misplace some old letters, but I'm sure they'll show up soon.
Do you know what Gumbo Fu means?
No, not that I can remember.
I can see you're busy. I'll let you go.
So long.
Okay, so.
Hi, Nancy. I can't believe we had a fire. I can't believe it. I bet Charlie was down there before it started.
Does Charlie live around here?
I'm not sure. He said he's between apartments. I think he said he's staying with friends until he can find a place of his own.
Is Charlie from the Bay Area?
I don't know. You might want to ask Rose. He doesn't talk much about his private life.
Between apartments? That seems kind of odd.
Not for San Francisco. Rents are really high, and there are so many kids thinking they can find cheap housing out here. It's sad to say, but a lot of them end up on the streets.
Do you know what Gumbo Fu means?
Gumbo Fu? I love gumbo. What kind of gumbo is Gumbo Fu?
I'll let you get back to what you were doing.
See you later.
Okay. So now I'm gonna go back to my room. And I'm gonna set the alarm for 12. Make sure it says PM.
Hi, Nancy. What's up?
Do you know what the words Gumbo Fu mean?
I'm not sure. I've never heard that before.
I'll let you get back to your renovation.
So long.
talk to Lucas.
Yes, Nancy.
Do you know what gumbo foo means?
Where did you hear that?
And we're gonna lie to him. We're gonna say we read about it in a
I
magazine.
read about it in a magazine.
I see. As I recall, it means House of Great Books. After the Great Earthquake, many books and documents were stored in private homes to save them from the fires. The Chinese called those houses gumbo fu.
I won't keep you any longer.
Good day.
So now I'm gonna go ahead and talk to Rose.
I'm glad you dropped by. You know, I wanted to tell you that you'll be alone in the house for a while. Everyone is going to the Winter Festival, and Charlie's studying for finals. I also took down one of the tapestries in your room for dry cleaning, and what was the other thing? Oh, a messenger dropped off a letter for you. I put it in your room.
I can see you're busy. I'll let you go.
Take care.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go this way. And I'm gonna loosen this just a little bit. Okay. That's for later. And he actually lied to us. It actually means Gold Treasure Mansion.
Golden Wonder.
And then there's Golden Wonder. Okay, now I have all of the Chinese figures. And with that tapestry gone, I can see the next puzzle. So we need to put these in order. So we got rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and bird. Okay, now this is where it gets kind of complicated because this is the Chinese figures. And each time we gotta click this button. So the first one was child, and it's already on child, so we click on that. And then we spin it to beginning. Which was this one. Then it's daughters. Which was that one. 4. Which is this one. I. Which is that one. Fire. Moon. King. River, which was 3 lines. And then gold. this is the last will and testament of Elizabeth Applegate Valdez. So she and Mr. Valdez were actually married. And Mr. Valdez was El Diablo, Okay, this always takes me a little while, so hold on. Oh, so close. There we go. Now this is going to open. And now it's a slider puzzle. That I've got to solve. remember right, one of the phoenixes that was on the staircase was missing an eye. So let's go see. We're getting really close to the end of the game. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and find the one that's missing an eye right there. and the light's shining on the floor right here, so we're gonna pry that up.
Gold! And to think I was standing on it all along.
Ha 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 ha! Too bad no one will ever find out about it.
Louis?
I knew it! There must be over $1 million in here.
I've got to stop him before he gets away.
Okay, so we're gonna go this way so he won't hear us. And then we're gonna pull this and catch him.
What? Hey!
Yeah.
Hey! Hey! Get me out of here!
Dear Bess, I'm just about finished with my renovation work and counting out all of those gold coins. Louis was behind all of the accidents, hoping to pressure Rose into selling the house so he could find the treasure himself. Although Rose and Abby may not have a legal right to the gold, the bank the coins were stolen from will still give them a reward for finding it. The house also has gotten a lot of publicity with all of the news stories, and the place is booked solid for the first month of its opening. I guess a haunted bed and breakfast with hidden treasures is all the rage these days, even if there are
so
no
it was
such
the
things as
antique dealer
ghosts.
that did that.
I think. See you soon, Nancy.
Okay, so that was the end of this game. So I guess I'll see you next week for Nancy Drew Treasure in the Royal Tower. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe. Subscribe down below. And I will see you next week with Nancy Drew and Treasure in the Royal Tower. Bye!